for the chance that given to me. Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and also good evening to myself and also my other colleagues. As my time zone is 6 hours early than Europe. First, I would like to thank Dr. Dick Glaser, Ms. Lorna and Gordula, and all of the INSTO team for letting us share our works. I am Nurisa Ginting from Indonesia, and thank you for your congratulations today. And at the same time, I chair of the Monitoring Center for the Sustainable Tourism Observatory in Lake Toba destination, which we will soon discuss in these sessions. I will continue with a brief description about the area I'm working in, located in the islands of Sumatra. Lake Toba is evidence of supervolcano eruptions thousands of years ago. It has a natural and cultural attraction and has long been a tourism destination for global visitors. The area is huge, covering 7 autonomous regions. However, within this context, the monitoring focus only on 4 areas with the most intense tourism activities, namely Simanindo, Pangururan, Girsang Sipangan Moron, and Baligi. As you can see in the map, these key tourism areas are highlighted in yellow. In this regard, the monitoring activities focus on the 10 sustainable tourism issues, such as economic benefits, employment, water and waste management and governance, amongst others. This is our schemes. It shows in these diagrams, the observatory plans and conduct monitoring activities in a monthly basis. We do surface expertise analysis, focus FGDs, knowledge exchange with other active observatory counterparts, and report publishing, to name a few. So a brief insights about the tourism sectors in Lake Toba during this pandemic. I believe other destinations in the world are struggling too, as the number of visitors significant fall due to the mobility restriction within these past 2 years. The group that got the hardest hits is, of course, tourism service providers and small medium enterprises. Moving forward to the topic we are going to discuss here is solid waste is one of the most pressing challenges for sustainable tourism in Lake Toba. So what is it actually? It's a garbage material from human activities ranging from industrial, residential, commercial activities such as plastic, paper, glass, metals, and organic waste, as well as its hazard potential. Within our key tourism areas, the solid waste issue is being monitored by using 4 baseline indicators from UNWTO guidelines. By measuring the waste volumes, calculating tourism business units that implement garbage sorting, followed by recording these business units that do recycling programs, and collecting tourist perception towards the image and hygiene of the lake destinations. The 4th indicators is interesting because at times when we conduct surveys, we specifically ask visitors whether they think the location is clean or not, measured by the things they can obviously see, such as the streets cleanness and availability of the garbage bin. We collect data from academic research and institutional publications, and we also do our independent observations, depth interviews, and questionnaires. After the data collection completes, we move forward to analyzing and evaluating the data, including making discussions, developing our monitoring methodology, conclude with giving recommendation for tourism stakeholders in lake destination, especially in our monitor area. The first thing I will show here is the indicator on waste volume in our key areas. For example, Simanindo, which you can see on the left in this chart, is the area where tourists primarily stays. It has the biggest numbers of accommodation and restaurants among others. The indicators of waste volume in Simanindo keeps increasing within the duration of 3 years' time, whereas the others area are relatively stable. From this, we can say that tourist activity in Simanindo significantly bring bigger amounts of waste that is yet to be properly managed. In the second indicator on garbage sorting, for example, when we see this statistic here, even though the waste volume arises, the number of business units that implement garbage sorting in Simanindo remain constant within those 3 years. That means business units in this area are still unaware of the environmental impact from the solid waste brought by the tourism activity. One interesting finding in our monitoring area is the recycling programs in Baligay. Baligay is relatively new in the context of the tourism development, yet this area is more conscious on solid waste management, as the number of business units who do recycling program keep increasing. The last indicator on tourism perceptions support the previous 3 arguments. For example, compared to Simanindo, Baligay received a higher value on the cleanliness and hygiene. That said, this recycling program in Baligay is proven useful to get better perception from visitor on solid waste issue, which also lead to a better tourist satisfaction. This is the example of solid waste management from the local authority. By using garbage truck and rickshaw, the waste are picked up every 2 days to the landfill. In our monitoring areas, some procedure on managing solid waste still needs improvement in terms of waste collection, coordination, dumping system, and final disposal system. If the procedure is not improvement, one of the consequences is the huge accumulation of waste in the disposal site, which will become full along the times and eventually disturb the community and also the tourism activity. After all, to conclude, our team finds both positive and negative practices on solid waste issue in the lake destination. Some of the negative sides, we observe that a conventional system on managing waste is still present. Domestic waste has yet to be sorted prior to disposal. The final disposal site is still limited in the technology as it uses open dumping system, and garbage burning is still practiced in the local community. Meanwhile, there are some positive things too, such as the availability of standardized garbage bins. The waste bank program has been developed since 2019 and keep going up to now. And the waste management training program conducted by the government and also the NGOs is still in the present. Here are some community development activities and also providing like simple equipment conducted by our students to raise awareness and on the environmental sustainability for young generations. Okay, we do face challenges during our monitoring activities. These challenges almost facing in almost all our issues. Most importantly, our limited mobility due to the huge coverage of tourism area. Also, the unavailability of focused data as well as the limited online statistics sources that push us to visit each local authority office for data collection. This is all the challenges that still remain up to now. That's all for my presentation. It is a great honor for us to be here. Thank you very much. Terima kasih.